Welcome one and all to another edition of the Defo Show with Lubie here on the 5 Reasons Sports Network, brought to you by Water Cleanup of Florida. I'm talking about them a lot over the last few months, just in general, because they're the kind of company you want to be involved with. Well, the last 3 weeks, the last 2 weeks, and not their fault, just life circumstances, been involved with them with my home. Look, we talk a lot about how they're available 24/7, that they combined experience of over 60 years with Michael Robert and their team. The fact that they have licensed contractors, so they not only will come out, but they can get the job done. They're a one-stop shop for you. Well, all have been experienced by myself and my wife over the last few weeks. We found water damage that seemed like it could be mold. They did all of it. I reached out to them early in the morning, got back to me, 24/7, check. They came out, diagnosed the situation, let me know loosely what could be, then really got into it, and were spot on. So that experience came in handy, check. And then they came out, did the work efficiently, effectively, and quickly without losing quality, high quality. There you go. Those licensed contractors, they do it all when it comes to water, fire, mold damage. Water Cleanup of Florida, that's the place you need to get in contact with if you have any issues with your home. Give them a call, 954-579-0356, 954-579-0356, or their website, WCUFL.com, WCUFL.com, Water Cleanup of Florida. If you mention 5 Reasons or Lubie, you will get a free inspection during business hours. Also, check out their socials, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Water Cleanup FL. Water Cleanup of Florida, we clean up your schmutz. Today, on our show, we talk with the one and only Lenn Robbins. Yeah, he's a New York-based guy, but he's covered the NBA, he's covered the NFL, college football, college basketball, baseball, hockey. He's covered it all for years on a New York and a national perspective, and he's been a Hall of Fame writer, reporter, columnist. He is hilarious, he is hysterical, and he knows his sport. So today, talk to him a little bit about the NBA, Kevin Durant, Donovan Mitchell. You're hearing the Knicks with Donovan Mitchell. Kevin Durant may just stick with the Brooklyn Nets if the Nets have anything to say for it. Talk about that with Lenn Robbins today. The Defo Show with Lubie, right here on the 5 Reasons Sports Network. I always love talking hoops with you, and we're talking about being on hold and being desperate. It feels like Kevin Durant was desperate to get out of Brooklyn, but the Nets are saying not so fast, my friend. What is going on up there? I know you've worked with the Nets. You still do a lot of stuff with Bet Basics with all the New York teams. What's going on with that? Like, is there any chance that he does get traded? Because it feels like what the Nets are asking for, no one can really give up.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out from a Bet Basic standpoint where this is, right?
Yeah.
The chances of Kevin Durant being on the Nets next season, right, are greater than the chances of me staying sober the rest of today. I'm an hour.
You're already wasted.
I like it, man. You sound like you're ready to roll the 7 right now.
Yeah, I'm an hour behind you, and I've already started, okay? I know you guys get up very early to do this incredibly great show, right? But trust me when I say that I'm already on a first-name basis with a guy who was watering the plants, and I convinced him to open the bar. Look, the Nets and Durant and every NBA team out there and all the agents know exactly what this is, right? It's time to play chicken, right? You're driving down the highway, and somebody's coming the opposite way, and who's going to pull over first, right? By the way, a game I don't recommend for anybody, okay? But there are morons out there who still play it, right? You know, the Nets want to make it seem like we're the tough guys. We know we got this really valuable commodity, and we're not letting him go for the entire amount of tequila on the Yucatan Peninsula, right? And Durant's sort of going to, like, you know, his people, if they're smart, are going to, like, you know, lay low and keep pushing the buttons to see what is the best deal that they can bring to the Nets, and it'll get done. But the only thing you need to know about this, speaking of people who, you know, are on a hotline, you're Kevin Durant, and you're looking at the possibility of playing another season with Kyrie Irving. Help! Help!
Exactly.
It's another one on hold. I mean, they're piling up here. stick with us. We'll get to the next caller as fast as we can. All right, a final thing here, Lenn Robbins, and I appreciate you calling in from Mexico. It's fantastic. And we'll put it very succinctly, better chance of becoming a New York Knick, Donovan Mitchell or Joni Mitchell?
Joni Mitchell in the song, in the movie Love Actually, which is like one of my favorite Christmas movies, right?
Yeah.
They play like one of her all-time hits, right? And Emma Thompson, just a terrific actress, says something like, she helped melt her cold British heart, right?
Right.
Here's the only question that I have, right? You're Tom Thibodeau. You're sitting on a chair right now in your office, and you have 1-800-HELP-ME, and you're on hold, right? You are a defensive-minded coach, and the prospect of those two guys in the backcourt, neither one of them who are really 6 feet tall, right? Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell, right? So between the two of them, right, you have like Muggsy Bogues and his twin brother, right?
Bring back Dean Meminger.
Right. But if I'm Tom Thibodeau, literally, I will stay on hold as long as it takes.
Len, can you do us a big favor and hoist one for us? And
please.
How can people get involved with Bet Basics?
Bet Basics.
You guys put out a lot of great information and breakdowns and all
How
kinds
can we
of
get
stories.
involved with Bet Basics? That's the question.
How do we get involved with it?
How do we get involved with Bet
Send them our way. We're loving
We're ready to join forces.
And here's the thing. For all you people out there who are like sports fanatics, right, but you really haven't done a whole heck of a lot of wagering, unlike the people who I'm on this phone call with, right, who are experts in parlays over on set. Just remember the word basic. We're going to help educate you as to what a parlay is, what an over-under really is, what plus 1,000 means, and help you make the best bet possible. Okay, so, yeah, there are tons of other sites out there, but if you're still getting into the game, you still got some questions, come to betbasics.com, read my column, Lenny the Loser, and go the other way. It's as simple as that.
NBA Summer League, that'll be my next wager. They're betting the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't even know. I didn't recognize one name on the roster. So, and I'm in Atlantic City, and these guys are having this wild discussion in depth with analysis like they were Bill James coming up with Baseball Abstract. And I thought, well, geez, they must be betting baseball. And it was NBA Summer League that they were dissecting. It was just incredible, the level of sickness that's out there today. Len, you certainly have helped us spark some more of that here on a Degenerate Friday. We love you coming on the show. Have a great time down there in Mexico. We'll talk to you, I hope, when you get back. And,
yes, sir.
And thanks so much, as always, for joining us.
Guys, thanks so much. By the way, Defo, I did lift your credit card. You'll be seeing many charges from the Yucatan Peninsula. None over $4, but boy, do they add up.
Well, and here's the thing: if you use the card too frequently, or even again, it'll probably come up apprehended once when they take it to the little computer thing they have, and that's always embarrassing. When they have to cut it right in front of you, which happened to me on more than one occasion. Thanks, Len. Always a pleasure, my friend.
Lenn Robbins is classic. He is hilarious. He is one of the most respected columnists ever. He's been writing 4 decades. Yes, out of the New York area, covers New York sports, but he does know the NBA really as well as anyone. He's been on ESPN. He's been on national papers, national outlets, national platforms, and a guy that we've talked with for a few years now. He has sort of a similar thinking of us. He loves sports. He covers it, but he also loves to laugh and loves to have a good time. And both the Durant and Mitchell sweepstakes are out of New York in some sense, where Durant's with the Nets right now, wants out. Donovan Mitchell, it's been highly reported that the Knicks are the favorite to get him because the Knicks have 8 first-round picks over the next couple years that they can unload, and the Jazz want a lot of picks, and the Miami Heat have been interested in both Durant, Mitchell. I would rather go Mitchell because I thought you could get Mitchell without giving up Bam, and he's 25. Durant, I thought you'd have to give up Bam, and I don't want to do that, and he's 34. Feels like the Heat are sort of pulling back because they're not trying to give what these organizations want, and they shouldn't. What the Nets want, look, Durant's great, but he sort of is a head case at this point. He sort of is a cancer in some senses of the term, team cancer, and they want a lot for him. And so if you're the Heat, like the Heat are a contender. The Heat were one shot away from the finals with half their team hurt. Yeah, they lost PJ Tucker, but they're going to get back Oladipo, who, again, like I've talked about a lot, will have an entire offseason healthy for the first time with the Miami Heat to grow his offensive game back to what it was like 3 years ago when he was an all-NBA player. Both ends of the floor, great defender and offensive player then. You have Hero going into another year, motivated to grow. Bam, going another year, motivated to grow. They do need to sign someone for that power forward spot or make a move for the power forward spot. But you had your young kids, Martin, Strus, Vincent, show a lot of signs of life. And then your 7's a guy that's even young that can take another step. Those young guys can take another step. Your 7 can take a step to get where those guys were last year. The Heat, to me, right now, are a top 3 contender in the East, even better than the Sixers. Plus, that's without the growth. If those guys grow, which I presume they will, Heat are right there with anyone, maybe the favorite in the East, okay? Or will end up like they did this year, the number 1 seed in the East. Yes, Durant makes them obviously better. Mitchell makes them better. But I don't think they need to make the move like these other teams need to. So to give up like 7 draft picks, like LeBron isn't worth, and the Heat don't even do much with their draft picks. And even then, look, the Knicks waste draft picks. They don't draft anyone like a Donovan Mitchell, and they've drafted higher than Mitchell was drafted, and they can't get a Mitchell. I get it. Still, that's just a lot of picks, man, to give up for one guy. And what's funny about Mitchell is he's a top 15, 20 player. He's a great offensive player. His defense is lacking. He needs a lot of help with his defensive effort, let alone just defensive abilities, defensive playing. And like Len just said, Tom Thibodeau's Mr. Defense. Yeah, I think Mitchell can buy in. He's athletic enough to be better on defense, but as of yet, he hasn't shown it. So he's undersized. I don't know if he's under 6'5". I think he's like 6'1", or Brunson is. Brunson's like 5'10". Brunson's like 5'10". Mitchell, I think, is 6'1". But he's undersized. He's really a 2. So that's already a detriment defensively. And then he doesn't put the effort toward it. Like, to me, I want Mitchell. I like Mitchell. But to give up the farm for him, he then only makes you a little bit better. If you're the Knicks, that's what's funny about Donovan Mitchell to the Knicks. Like, they go from being right now an 11th, 12th seed to being an 8 or a 9. Like, for what they would have to give up to get Donovan Mitchell, if you keep Barrett, maybe you're there with the Raptors ahead of Cleveland and Charlotte. If you don't keep Barrett, if you have to give up Barrett to get Donovan Mitchell and all those picks, then you're an A seed. That's what the Knicks would be. Donovan Mitchell is a really good player. He's not a great player. Like, getting Durant makes you a championship contender. Getting LeBron, championship contender. Getting Giannis, championship contender. Getting Donovan Mitchell does not necessarily make you a championship contender. It makes you a playoff contender. So that's what's weird to me about the Knicks and the Donovan Mitchell stuff. I want him for the Heat, but for the right trade. And that's why I feel like the Heat are sort of sitting it out. They want Durant more. And even the Durant stuff, because the Nets want so much. The Nets just want. It's ridiculous what they want. If you're the Heat, you're sort of slow playing in, and I think it's smart. And that's why it's become Brooklyn with Durant and the Knicks with Mitchell. Because if you're the Heat, you don't need to give up the farm. You are a contender right now. And what's funny is, unlike these other contenders, you're a contender right now outside of the Warriors, because the Warriors are the defending champion and contender with also young guys that can still grow, right? When you look at some of these the Bucks, they don't have a bunch of young guys that you think are going to improve. They're not improving within. Okay, when you look at the Sixers, Maxey can improve. But outside of that, it's one guy, right? Well, the Hero is still young and can improve. Bam, still young and can improve. Strus, still young and can improve. Vincent, still young and can improve. Martin, still young and can improve. Yeah, it's a lot of what ifs. But we've seen all of these players improve. So how much of a what if is it if you've seen them already do it? If you've already seen them do it, why can't you sort of expect them to continue to grow? So to me, go get Mitchell, go get Durant, but you don't need to. Like some of these other teams need to. The Knicks need to get a guy like that to be relevant. The Heat don't. So I'm actually happy. I think they can, and there's been a lot on 5 reasons about running it back. Will that hurt them? No. I think running it back's smart. Yeah, I'd like to see, if you can't get a big name, maybe get a John Collins to run with Bam, be that 4, because I think Martin can figure out how to play the 4, a stretch 4 or an undersized 4, but he's not physical enough yet. And that's one thing that Tucker did add, or go and get Jay Crowder. If they can bring back a Jay Crowder, that works for me. And he shouldn't cost that much money. You need some physicality. You have Jimmy Butler, who is. Bam can be physical. Oladipo's physical. Lowry's physical. But, and that's Lowry's the other one. Like, Lowry, people thought he was done. He's a bum because he was out of shape. It's been a month. We've already seen him look like he lost a ton of weight. What is he going to do the rest of this summer? Like, it feels like, to me, the Heat have so much room to grow. And they are physical, but in that 4 spot, they were a better team when they had Crowder and Tucker. When they didn't that middle year, it sort of hurt them. A lot went on to Robinson and went on to Hero that they weren't. Even Strus, none of these guys were really physical. So to get that 4 spot, that's the one thing I'd like to see. But I don't think any of it's necessity. They have to do it. So I'm really excited for the Heat season, and I think the way the offseason's played out is it's disappointing because you lose a Tucker and you don't bring in anyone big yet. But we know the Heat. It's not over, and they're going to make some kind of move. And I really do think, like we saw this year, growth within. I think growth within is going to be huge between Oladipo, Lowry, just getting back to more of their form we've seen in the past. But growth within from youth in Hero, Bam, again, Strus, Vincent, Martin. And then your 7. Your 7's a guy that showed a lot of promise and really didn't get a lot of run. And I think you're going to see this year him get even more run. So I'm really excited to see what the Heat can be. Enjoyed talking to Len. He's always a lot of fun. A little short conversation with him there just about Durant and Mitchell. You know, I can't wait for the Dolphins. Intrigued by the Canes. The Marlins are disappointing. Who knows with the Panthers? But I think the Heat, as we know, we're near the finals this year, and I think they're going to be a finals contender next year. If you want more from us each and every day, check out our Believe content. Today we talked with the Big Show, yes, the man himself, known as Paul. His real name's Paul White. As a movie out now, Marcus. He's involved in that movie. Seems very interesting. Also legendary wrestler. The Big Show, always a great conversation. Check that out on the Believe Network right now, BLEAV.com. Search After Hours. Each and every morning, the Defo Show with Lubie, South Florida Live. Look up on YouTube, Google, Facebook, South Florida Live, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, at SoFly Live. And each and every day, check us out here, most days at least, our South Florida content, the Defo Show with Lubie on the 5 Reasons Sports Network.
Hey folks, Tony Segreto here. You know, since day one, Catholic Health Services has been part of Old School. And since we've started letting people know about them, it's changed their lives. You see, Catholic Health Services, while being recognized as one of the top places for stroke rehab in the country, it's also about a group of people who not just excel in what they do, from the doctors to the nurses to the therapists, on and on and on. It's how they do what they do every single day that separates them from the pack. They do it with a passion, unmatched, and the inclusion of family in every step of the process. Trust me when I tell you this. If you want the best, unmatched rehab with a special group of skilled, caring people, there is truly only one place, and that one place is Catholic Health Services.
These days, we're all looking for comfort anywhere we can find it. Thank goodness for Landlubbers Raw Bar and Grill in Plantation, because they are making sure you are as comfortable as possible. First of all, they're not only open for delivery and pickup. All you have to do is go to landlubbersbarandgrill.com for both pickup and free delivery. You're going to have the best wings in the world. You're going to have a great burger. You're going to have their amazing soups. Again, Landlubbers, Raw Bar and Grill. It's nice and easy. Just go to landlubbersbarandgrill.com for both your pickup and free delivery. Thank goodness for Landlubbers for making you always feel right at home.